Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Penscast recap here on Saturday, October 21st, 2023. Another, unfortunately, somber episode coming to you this evening as the Penguins just wrapped up a 4-2 road loss to the St. Louis Blues. It's two losses in a row now, and another kind of dispiriting performance from the Penguins, mostly another lax second period that put them behind and put them in a hole they couldn't dig out of. So before we get into too much analysis, let's just run through the goals here real quick. St. Louis starts with gets the lead, and it is Pittsburgh's own Brandon Saad getting his first goal of the year at 9:33 of the first period from Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou. And then just before the horn sounds, Evgeny Malkin, his fourth goal in 5 games. He comes out of the penalty box, gets a breakaway after a bad bounce, goes through the Blues point men. Malkin scoops it up and just buries one past Jordan Binnington top shelf. Nothing Binnington could do. Just a great shot from Gino to tie it up with 5 seconds left in the first period of play. And then in the second, again, like I mentioned quickly in the intro, a bad second period, like we saw against Detroit, put them in a hole that they could not dig out of. 5:39 in the second with the score 1-1. Jake Neighbors, his first goal of the year, assist from Kasperi Kapanen, former Penguin, and Justin Falk make it 2-1 St. Louis. Less than 2 minutes later, Colton Parayko, and again, his first goal of the season at 7:12 from Alexei Torpachenko, and again, another former Penguin, Oscar Sundqvist, gets the secondary assist, and it is 3-1 after 2 periods of play in St. Louis. And you think maybe the Penguins can use a jolt like they did in the third period to kind of claw back into it. Never came this time around. Brandon Saad gets his second of the game at 15:13 of the third period to make it 4-1. Essentially, puts the game on ice. The assist there from Kasperi Kapanen, and Robert Thomas gets the secondary assist there. Now, if there is any silver lining to this, the Penguins finally get a bottom six goal, but it came when they were down 4-1 at 16:27, and his new call-up redeems Zohorna in his first game of the season, getting a goal from Lars Eller and Drew O'Connor. And that's the third line tonight. We'll talk about a little bit more here in depth in a second. The third line was great all night, and they are rewarded. And finally, the Penguins' bottom six does record a goal in the 5th game of the season. So that wrapped up all the goal scoring in this game. It ends 4-2. St. Louis gets the win. They move to 2-1-1 on the season. The Penguins fall to 2-3-0 and now head home for a 4-game home stretch beginning on Tuesday. But the Penguins, not many penalties in this game. Each team had 2 power play opportunities. Neither team could capitalize. The Penguins' first penalty of the game was Malkin, a pretty tough tripping call that worked out in the end. They killed the penalty, and Malkin gets the break out of the box and scores. And the Penguins, they get a power play early in the third period, get a chance to make it a 1-goal game. Cannot convert. No surprise there. Really struggle early season with this power play. No conversion. It stays 3-1, and St. Louis puts the game away. So what to take away from this game? Just pretty dispiriting performance overall. Nothing great to write home about. The Penguins did not look good for long stretches, and that's unfortunate because this is a game where they had a chance to kind of get the bad taste out of their mouths from the other night, and we saw some of the repeat mistakes that we have seen too many times this year. And not much really other to say. That power play not good again, and as you notice, I'm by myself tonight. Nobody to pass this off to. So I hope my voice isn't too grating because you're gonna have to deal with that a little bit more tonight. Not gonna be a very long episode, but I just want to jump on and kind of go over some things and get this game behind us. But yeah, overall, not great. I will say, third line of Radim Zohorna, Lars Eller, and Drew O'Connor. That's the best one bottom six line has looked all year. I thought they were very solid for all 60 minutes. Radim Zohorna gets they all get they all get credit on that goal. You have Zahorna getting the goal, kind of a man. Maybe we should have kept this guy up all season, and it's that way. It's definitely frustrating. You kind of wonder what they could have used him in the past the 4 games before this, but he's up now and he cashes in. Lars Eller and Drew O'Connor get assists, and they all get rewarded for their effort tonight with that, even though it was a consolation goal at the end of the game. But overall, that third line really really good tonight. Fourth line about a full 180 from what we saw from the third line. Fourth line was buried all night. It's just Matt Nieto, Noel Chari, and Jeff Carter. I mean, not going to get too much into the Carter stuff here. We've talked about it like the last 3 episodes we recorded, and it is what it is at this point. It's not going to change unless they finally get the gumption to just put him in the box and see what you can do. See what you can do without him. Again, I still advocate for the backup goalie kind of thing every other night. Give him some rest, whatever. But it doesn't seem like right now they're interested in going that path. But yeah, the fourth line tonight was not good at all. But third line, can't write enough about them. Great effort. Top 2 lines didn't show up tonight. I mean, the Malkin goal was a top 6 goal, but it was coming out of the box. It was really off the end of a penalty kill. Again, you can't ask for them guys to show up every night. They're not going to go out there and score 100 points each. And guys like Rust, great start to the season. He's not going to keep it a goal a game pace. It's just not going to happen. Gensel, we'd like to see some more scoring out of him. He's been a little slow to start the season, but that might be able to chalk up to his injury recovery. He didn't really get a full training camp. And again, he was on the mend after surgery for a couple weeks. Surely not skating or working out that much. So it might take him a little time to get going. Crosby, I didn't hear much from him tonight. Malkin, you got the goal, so can't complain too much. And really, this was the quietest game so far this season for Riley Smith as well. But yeah, it is what it is. Erik Karlsson did some dazzling things once again, but that's kind of becoming what he does. I mean, he's just going to do spectacular stuff. He has that much talent. And you just hope that maybe a little more scoring, but again, he can only deal with what he's working with. He's on the ice 20 minutes a night, but he's not always with top 6 guys. Ryan Shea made his NHL debut tonight and Penguins debut alongside Chad Ruhwedel on the third pairing. He played 11 and a half minutes, nothing much. Again, -1. He was on the ice for a goal against. Not a great showing. Ruhwedel struggled again, and they did take Pierre-Olivier Joseph out of the lineup and see if they could shake that up. And honestly, not much there that you can write home about. Tristan Jarry, I mean, what do you say? I mean, not every goal is his fault, but sometimes it feels like there's goaltenders out there that find a way to make saves on goals that wouldn't necessarily be their fault that it went in. But sometimes it feels like Jarry doesn't make that save. And again, tonight, the first one, just a pinball that ended on the stick of Brandon Saad, who didn't miss. That one, that one's the most blameless goal of them all. And then after that, it just kind of spiraled. It just sometimes seems like he doesn't make that save that can make a difference. Jordan Bennington tonight was really good. 31 saves on 33 shots. Very good effort from him. The Penguins generated a lot of shots, but a lot of the time they didn't feel super quality. They didn't feel they were threatening, and it showed in the end. And the Penguins dropped this game 4-2. Again, not a long episode tonight. Before we wrap this up, let's go take a look at what's coming up. And again, like I said, 4-game homestand starting Tuesday night against the Dallas Stars. That's a 7:30 puck drop at PPG Paints Arena. And overall, pretty busy week, to be honest. After once that homestand starts on Tuesday, we are every other night until the end of the month. And then we get on Thursday night, we get the Colorado Avalanche at PPG Paints Arena. So it's not going to get any easier for the Penguins here You're going to have two teams that are Western Conference that are in the Stanley Cup conversation. So that's two very difficult games that the Penguins are going to have to find a way to hopefully get points out of at least one of them. And then on Saturday, another Saturday game, they get the Ottawa Senators at 7 o'clock at PPG Paints Arena. That'll be the Senators. First look at the Senators, who have playoff ambition. So, like we said against the Detroit Red Wings, the Penguins have to find a way to win those games if they're going to be in a playoff dogfight with teams like Detroit and Ottawa. So a big early season game won't make or break the Penguins' playoff hopes, obviously. But again, at the end of the season, when you're crunching points, that game in October against a team like Ottawa can mean a whole heck of a lot. And then they wrap up the homestand on October 30th against the Anaheim Ducks. Again, that'll be the first of two games against the Ducks in about a week's time, because after they wrap up this upcoming homestand, they head out to California. But we will talk about that more as it gets closer. But for now, Penguins are off Sunday and Monday. Return to game action on Tuesday against the Stars at 7:30, and we will, of course, be hosting recaps for all of those games. As for other content, we have a mailbag, two mailbags, hopefully, coming up this week. The first should be out Tuesday, and then again later in the week. So on top of recaps, we will, as always, have our normal mailbag content as well. So, stick around here with the Penscast. More great content coming next week. So I'm just going to wrap this up. A nice little quick recap episode here as the Penguins drop a road contest 4-2 to the St. Louis Blues. Evgeny Malkin redeems Zahorna with the goals for the Penguins as the Penguins fall to 2-3. They are back in action on Tuesday against the Dallas Stars. And that's all I got for Robbie. That's me. And then for Garrett and Snail, who are MIA this evening, Garrett is working. And Snail, he is, again, we've talked, he lives in Seattle. He tonight is attending the Seattle Kraken game against the New York Rangers. So they will both be back next week here on the Penscast. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will talk to you next week.